Hey, loud and clear. How are you doing?
Awesome, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Is it good morning to you or good afternoon?
It's good morning for me. How
Nice.
about you?
It is a good afternoon here. I'm based
Okay.
in Germany, in Europe.
In Germany. Nice. What part?
Frankfurt, like really middle of Germany.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
I've
nice.
flown through there. I've been there a
I
short
know
time.
it's super nice, honestly, living to the Frankfurt airport because you can just get everywhere like in one
Yeah.
stop. And so everyone is like, "I've been in Frankfurt for the airport." I was like, "I know."
Yep. We'll just wait for our other speaker and give some people a time to join, and then we'll get started after a few.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear. All good. Welcome.
Hey.
Just a heads up, I have been sneezing my head off all day. So if I suddenly go quiet in the middle of a sentence, I've probably just muted myself so I can sneeze.
No worries at all, no worries.
All right, we'll give one more minute for a couple people to join, and then we will get started since we know a lot of people will be listening later as well. All right. How's everybody doing on this beautiful Friday? Morning, afternoon, evening to everybody. We're going to get started here and kick off this spaces. I am Angela Brazington, Chief of Ecosystem at Andromeda, and we're stoked to have you all join us today for this discussion about our partnership with KYVE. And today we're joined by Adam from Roundtable 21 and Fabian from KYVE. So we'll be diving into the details of the Andromeda operating system, or AOS, and how our partnership with KYVE is set to revolutionize our ecosystems. So we'll cover the benefits, the technical details, and the future roadmap of our collaboration. And of course, we'll also have a Q&A session at the end. So feel free to send in your questions or raise your hand at any time. And let's get started. Adam, would you like to come up and introduce yourself?
Sure. So I am also known as Capricious Sage. You'll see me in a lot of the Telegram groups and everything, running around like an idiot. Just here on the Roundtable 21 Twitter account for the time being, and we also run validators within the Andromeda ecosystem, and help out a little bit behind the scenes wherever we can.
Thank you. All right, Fabian, you're up.
Well, hello everyone. I'm Fabian. I am the founder of KYVE Network, software developer originally, started in the KYVE space, and then always kind of worked with blockchain data. And then 3 years ago from now, I think, started with KYVE, and now we're here. I would say we do blockchain data, mostly focused on historical data. We decentralize data, we make it trustless, and we also make it easy for developers to access it. But I guess we're going to hear a little more about that later, I think.
Definitely.
And easier for validators. Thank you, by the way.
Exactly. You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right. So for those who are new, let me give you a brief overview of Andromeda and our flagship product, Andromeda Operating System, AOS. Andromeda is at the forefront of blockchain innovation focused on creating a seamless and interoperable ecosystem. Our AOS is designed to provide developers and users with powerful tools to build and interact with decentralized applications across multiple blockchains. Some of the key features of AOS include advanced cross-chain compatibility, robust security measures, and a user-friendly interface that simplifies the development process. Since our launch, we have achieved a lot of milestones, including integrations with many blockchains, 13, I believe to be exact, Injective, Neutron, Archway, Stargaze, many others. The creation of over 1,500 Andromeda digital objects has happened with those integrations, as well as the development of nearly 500 decentralized apps using AOS. So our mission is to empower developers, projects, and users by providing the tools they need to innovate and succeed in the decentralized world. So with that said, I would love to introduce KYVE, or Fabian, if you could give an intro about KYVE.
Yeah, absolutely. So the whole idea around KYVE got started when I was still working in the KYVE ecosystem. I was approached by actually, I wasn't directly approached. It was through a bounty from the Parity team, which is the dev company behind Polkadot. And they wanted to create an archive for Polkadot data on KYVE. And I was like, oh, that's a cool like weekend project. Let's kick it off. And then realized pretty fast that actually there are quite some security risks involved if I would be the only developer building a solution for the archive, because basically, well, my code could have bugs, and that would mean that I would maybe store wrong Polkadot data, or even the other way around, right? I could also maliciously tamper with the Polkadot data and then like basically create an unusable archive for them without any way for them to actually know that it's a modified unusable archive, and then also basically making it impossible for them to recover, or if I've maybe planted some false data in there, even recover with wrong data. So I was thinking like, hey, we need to find a way to basically work with the data in the Web3 space as securely as we operate in the Web3 space. So then the idea for like turning this into a decentralized network became a thing, and hence then also KYVE grew. So what is like the main idea of KYVE? It's really to create a trustless archive of data. We do this by not having just one node to basically access the blockchain data from, but with over 50. One of them is always selected as one, uploading data. The other 49 validate that it is the correct data. And if someone would upload wrong data or maliciously tamper with the data, the other nodes would know about that, because the proof wouldn't work out, and then the node that uploaded the wrong data would get a slash. So it is secured by a proof of stake mechanism. We also Cosmos SDK chain, and this is how like the basic mechanic of KYVE works. So on one side, we are creating this full-on trustless decentralized data lake with all of the chain's data. And on the other side, this brings us in a cool position where we can build very nice tools for projects, for builders in the space that need to have access to the data and don't want to work with very expensive, hard to set up archival nodes. So with three main ways for developers to access the data. One is a validator tool called Ksync that allows you as a validator to sync the node of a network you want to join within minutes, instead of, well, hours or weeks, sometimes even on like bigger networks. And it also allows you to sync, to any historical heights. So if you want to look into what the blockchain looked like a year ago, the tool allows this for you as well. This is not something that is traditionally supported out of the box for networks. The other one is a data pipeline. So we talked to developers and they were like, hey, we want to get more out of our data than just looking at the Explorer. We want to be able to work with it. We want to be able to get a bird's eye view. We want to know how many average transactions are there per block and things like this. And for this, you need your own database, and especially also data pipeline to get the data into your database. And so this is the second tool we have with KYVE. It's a very strong data pipeline that just helps you as a developer to have an easier, more familiar way on working with the data. And the third one is the trustless API. This we did by working with the Celestia team on a Celestia integration. They wanted a way to access application to application data, which means that if you write an application that sits maybe on top of Celestia, on top of any other blockchain, and this needs programmatic access to data, the Trustless API allows that as well. We store some proofs with the data, so the client automatically knows that even in transport, the data has not been modified or tampered with. So it's in general a very robust and secure way to access the data around all of the blockchain data. That was a lot of data in a lot of words, but maybe the TLDR is we store historical blockchain data and have a couple of ways for developers to access it.
I mean, data's not sexy, but it's cool.
That's right. Absolutely.
And it is quite important. It's just until you described it as an archive like that, the penny just hadn't dropped. You know, I've been talking to you guys for months now, and it only just occurred to me that your name, archive, did not realize until just then.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Good.
embarrassing.
This is a question actually we get asked a lot. Like, where does the name come from? And when we started out, we had a big Ukrainian Russian community, and I didn't even know that KYVE is like Kiev, right? Like the Ukrainian was like, oh, you guys like a Russian team or like Ukrainian team? Is that the reason why? And we're like, no, it's coming from like archiving, and it just looked cool with the KYVE, and then that's why we have KYVE actually as a name.
Yeah, just the penny only just dropped now. That's I should have caught that a while ago.
You're not alone. Margot and I just had, hi Margot, I see you on the call. We just had a conversation about this prior, so that's pretty funny actually. So now let's dive into the details of our partnership. This collaboration is particularly exciting because it combines the strengths of Andromeda's AOS with KYVE's powerful data solutions. Technically, this integration allows us to leverage KYVE's decentralized data lake to store and manage vast amounts of on-chain data efficiently. For Andromeda, this means enhanced data availability and integrity, which are crucial for building robust dApps. And for KYVE, integrating with AOS, of course, opens up new avenues for providing their services to a broader range of projects and developers within our ecosystem. Adam, do you want to talk a bit more about the technical details and the benefits of the partnership, as well as potentially as some use cases that may be enabled?
Yeah, sure. So where a lot of the AOS integrations are sort of one chain, the deploying the actual AOS operating system package on the chain, so that people can build apps on that chain and use the other cool tools of the ecosystem that are on that chain, and vice versa. The integration with KYVE is a little bit different there. So the really useful value of what KYVE brings isn't so much the information that is on their chain specifically per se. It's the archive of all of the other chains. So it's a slightly different type of integration, and in the list of chains that KYVE is integrated with, you'll also spot a bunch of friendly faces for chains that AOS is already integrated with. And so part of what the tech team is working through in the back there is, it might do the particulars way above my head, that's their problem, is how to best make that data availability for the chains that people are building on with AOS to be able to leverage that additional data and resources and architecture and tooling that comes from KYVE in what they're doing with AOS on those chains that both have been deployed on, which is it's going to be really interesting to sort of see how that develops and grows over time. Then, of course, on the actual KYVE use case itself, more tools for validators, always good. It's been a great tool for the other chains that have partnered with KYVE as well. Really streamlines a lot of their validator operations. And so as a validator myself, I'm loving the fact that we can get in on that stuff too. It does help sort of streamline a lot of things there. Knowing that there's also going to be a really strong data archive as well of the historical transactions. That's something that we're quite excited to look forward to. And because sometimes it can be a bit difficult to sort of find those sort of complete archives when you're trying to set something up as a node operator. And that's something that you need not just as someone running a validator, but also as you build different apps on any chain within the Cosmos ecosystem. You also find yourself needing to run a full node quite often. So that really helps with that sort of things. There's also some pretty nifty analytics tools that KYVE offers, both through KYVE and through some of their partners there as well. Some of which are more, here is access to a bunch of data, use it as you will. And then on the other side, they've actually got, here is a funky dashboard, go digging through with all of the tools. So the two sides of that I know have different people excited for different things. And I think that there's going to be a lot of really interesting ways that the partnership continues to develop over the next couple of months, as a sort of new understandings of what's happening really come into play. Because the more chains that AOS gets on, it means the more places that the Andromeda token finds itself. So keeping track of everything on a broader level becomes a little bit more difficult, and I think KYVE is going to help a lot with that.
Yeah, I agree. Well said, Adam. Thank you. Fabian, is there anything that you would like to add to that?
I think Adam did a fantastic job on that. I was just thinking if there's much to add from my side. There really isn't that much, which is super happy that we also got the opportunity from the Andromeda team to also integrate with you guys and work, as Adam said, not just only on like, hey, we store your data kind of level, but also like on a more deeper level that will come out of this once we have all the data available. And really just KYVE gets more and more powerful also for you guys, the more other chains we integrate as well, because we can enable like cross-chain insights and things like this. I think Adam said a little bit with like the dashboards you're working on, kind of understanding what do token flows between different chains look like, what does the utility look like, and other things. And just really, really excited to now have the foundational data work in place, basically, and then just really strengthening that over the next couple of months and bringing like a real value to your ecosystem, and vice versa for us with AOS.
Love it.
And hey, if KYVE is ever trying to figure out what chains to expand to next, we have a list.
A very long
Perfect. Let us know. We're happy. We're happy to.
And as we continue to, or I should say, as the AOS devs continue to keep pushing AOS onto more and more chains across the cosmos, that list will just keep growing. So, keep up.
That's right. Now let's talk about the broader benefits of our partnership. By working together, Andromeda and KYVE can enhance both of our ecosystems significantly, like we just shared. One of the standout benefits, of course, is the comprehensive on-chain analytics that KYVE brings to the table, which is invaluable for developers who need accurate and reliable data to build and optimize their dApps. Additionally, KYVE will be acting as a validator for Andromeda, ensuring the integrity and security of our network. And I think this will have a real positive impact on our community, fostering growth and innovation by providing developers with the tools and the data that they need to succeed. Adam or Fabian, what's your take?
I think that especially the validator thing is something we are starting out now to do more and more, because we do believe in like the win-win situation we create, and there's actually also more like deeper token economic play there going on for KYVE, which is basically that we want to have a full-on like commitment partnership with the chains we're working with. And this is the crazy thing some people sometimes don't understand when it comes to data. But a blockchain, we can be in a bull market, we can be in a bear market. It doesn't matter. It pretty consistently every 6 seconds produces data, right? And so all the time, data needs to be stored. And by us just having a validator, it is really cool because we have the infrastructure available right away, and it also allows us to make use of our validator and of the rewards that we create and utilize them on a KYVE side for funding of the data, which means that as long as our validator is running, which is as long as your chain is running, your data is automatically basically being stored and being secured there. And the incentive is just always set for our community to do this. Additionally, this also means that if you are a validator on Andromeda and want to utilize or maximize your infrastructure efficiency, you can also, of course, bring your node over to KYVE and basically connect your KYVE node to your running Andromeda node, take the data from there, and by this, basically also really monetize your existing infrastructure more efficiently, because just, you get basically rewarded for also doing it on the data side on KYVE. And this is, I think, really exciting. And again, it's like really strengthening the relationship we have with the other blockchain partners.
Nice. Yeah, well said. Adam, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I went to say something and then had to sneeze and kept the microphone muted.
I figured you were sneezing. So overall, this is more than just a technical integration, right? It's about building a stronger, more interconnected blockchain ecosystem. So Looking ahead, we have an exciting roadmap planned for the Andromeda KYVE partnership. In the near term, we'll be rolling out new features and projects that leverage the combined strengths of both our technologies. And this includes advanced data analytics tools, enhanced developer support, and of course, new integrations that further expand our ecosystem. Our long-term vision for this collaboration is to create a seamless, interoperable environment where devs can build with confidence, right? Knowing that they have access to the best tools and data available. And we believe that by working closely together, we can drive significant advancements in the entire blockchain space and deliver real value to our communities. Fabian, what would you like to add to that?
I think that I can basically just only agree with you. I think we are really happy to provide like the data foundation and make sure that like the devs have confidence in building, because that is key. And actually it's interesting when I spend like time in the space with like non-devy people. It's like there is a big um, difference in like how people think about blockchain data. Many people think, oh, because on the blockchain the data is always correct. And it's actually very much not the case. It's really context dependent, and also node dependent if the data you get is correct or not. Many devs understand it, and there is a big struggle of getting the confidence there and getting the tools in place that you need. And yeah, we're really happy that we can basically provide that. And no, we're really happy for this opportunity.
Likewise, same for our end. We've covered a lot of the things we wanted to talk about in such a short time. It shows how efficient we both are. But I would like to call on the community and see if anybody has any questions about the partnership with KYVE, about the benefits, our future plans. Please raise your hand if you have anything to ask or any feedback from what we've talked about so far. I'll also be checking the post to see if anybody left any questions there. And while I do that, Adam or Fabian, is there anything you'd like to add in while we wait for questions?
I think that we've pretty much covered everything. It's really cool data, and we can do really cool things with it. And we can also then pull the data that they've got for everybody else and leverage that too. So yeah, it'll be a pretty nice archive to play with.
Yeah, I think it sounds like we definitely need to do like a follow-up Twitter space in like 3 months, and maybe like talk about some like achievement and stuff. We have stuff like data we have uncovered and stuff. I think it would be really exciting, I think, for the both of us. And no, really looking forward to this once it's go live, and yeah, super exciting.
Oh, absolutely. I think that yeah, once we've got some of the new dashboards and everything up and running, I say I can't code for biscuits, so the dev team. Once they've got the new dashboards up and running, I think that's going to be some really cool insights that we're able to going to be able to share with the community. Some interesting tooling and everything that's going to be in AOS that people are going to be able to leverage. And yeah, as that starts to get built into new ADOs and that sort of thing, I think it's going to make some really fun toys there. It sort of strikes me as a more of a show don't tell sort of situation, and I think that the proof will really be in that.
Yeah, I think so too. And I love the idea of a follow-up spaces, Fabian. We'll definitely do that, showcase what we've been able to achieve from the partnership. So to recap, we've covered the key aspects of our integration with KYVE, including the technical details, the benefits for our ecosystems. We're incredibly excited about the potential of this partnership and what it means for both our communities. And I just want to send a big thank you to all of you for joining us today and for your continued support. Don't forget to check out AOS, which is now live on multiple chains, and you can actually start building right now, today. And you can find all of the links on our Twitter profile, in our link tree, including our Telegram and Discord for the latest announcements. And like I said, for those interested in building with AOS, we encourage you to get started and take advantage of these great benefits. So thank you again for coming, and we look forward to seeing what you create and how you use KYVE. Guys, would you like to add any last comments?
Oh, just thank you very much for having me, and super excited for that. And let's, as promised, have the the other Twitter space coming up. In the meantime, also, of course, we will keep like your community, our community up to date when the Andromeda integration will hit mainnet. And then the moment it hits mainnet, our devs can also start hacking around with your data. And it's going to be really exciting to see the outcome of that.
100%.
Definitely looking forward to it. And yeah, as you said, Twitter profile, no one's ever going to call it next profile. He can try as he likes. It's still Twitter.
Thank you. Yes, it is. All right, everybody, have an awesome rest of your day, a great weekend, and we are closing the space in 3, 2, 1. Ciao.